got 2 adder-fuses. This is what I'm thinking.
This is actually wrong, don't copy this. We're all done.
Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video where today I'm going to be working on the electrical / 12 volt system on the Evo. Alright guys, welcome to the interior of the car. So today I'm going to be working on the sort of 12 volt accessory electrical situation I've got going on here. Basically what I'm talking about is like all the accessories I've got going on. So I've got the HKS boost controller here, I've got the Greddy sort of gauge thingy here. I've got my Varex exhaust hooked up as well. These are all 12 volt accessory things. I want to put dash cams in front and rear, so that's like everything was getting a bit crowded, so I've got all this already hooked up to the under dash fuse fuse panel, and using like adder fuses. Let me see if I can show you that now. So basically this is the under dash fuse panel, fuse block thing, and I've got 2 adder fuses, one there, one there. So basically I'm using one for the boost controller because I think that's a bit more important than the other things. The other one I've got hooked up, so I think one's interior lights and one is the, I can't remember, like one's a map lights and one's something else that also gets switched on by accessory. But the other one I've got like a 10 amp fuse running off, and basically I've got everything else running off that. So the gauges, the exhaust, I'm going to be hooking up the dash cams directly to that, and you know, it's just not all that neat. So basically what I wanted to do today was build a separate circuit / system fuse block thing that I can run all my 12 volt off, and it'll just be a bit neater. It won't be piggybacking off any of the fuse stuff under the dash, and it would be just its own neat system. Alright guys, so over on the passenger side here, here's my plan. This big blue wire cable. So I actually have an amp still running in the car from the previous owner. I should probably get rid of this thing, but you know, it's still here for now. This big blue cable is a fused cable coming straight from the battery to the inside of the car. So what I want to do is I want to tap into this wire here, somewhere, like it comes in through behind the firewall there, but somewhere behind there I want to tap into it, split it, take power from that and put it into this guy here, this little fuse block. So power's going to come into here. I'm going to have all my accessories running off this guy. It'll also be switched, so it'll be on with accessory only through this little relay, and then everything will be hooked up to that. So that's sort of my plan right now. I'm going to find a way to mount this all neatly behind the glove box, hopefully. But that's my plan for now. Let's see how I can actually execute on this. I'll need to plan it out a bit, but yeah, we'll come back once I figured all that out.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, welcome back. It's been a couple minutes, and this is what I'm thinking. So this area right here behind the glove box is where I want to put everything. That's a stock ECU. I've got a little cardboard template, and basically what I want to do is I want to have it something like this is where I'm going to mount everything. In the top left here, that's actually an M6 bolt that holds this little bracket of wires to this beam here. So I want to use that bolt position maybe to hold this plate in place when I'm going to put. And then maybe I will borrow this bolt here for the ECU. I might make a little bracket to hold this whole thing. But basically if I have this plate here, this plastic bit here, that's as far as the glove box extends when you close it. So anything behind here is like free play. And then on this panel, I'm going to mount the fuse block. It's going to go something like that. My relay, like there somewhere, and then I'm going to have all the accessories like coming from like underneath maybe, or from the under dash area, just running through here and connecting straight up. And then this is a fused block, so everything would be shown neatly. The ground easy is like right here as well. So that's the plan right now. I think I'm going to make this panel out of ABS plastic. So let me get this drawn up all properly, and then we'll cut that out and then see where we get from there.
Alright guys, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that little 5-minute montage. But here is what we're left with after all that. We've got the relay bolted in with the wires kind of run behind the thing. We've got the power grounds to the block. We've started on the positives for the accessories. The fuses are going to go here obviously. And then we have the ground, common ground, the bus bar for the grounds there. Kind of pre-drilled all the holes for the grounds and the negatives and the positives, and then flipping it over. This is what it looks like on the back so far. This is actually wrong, don't copy this. Black out from the relay is supposed to be battery power in. Yellow is the signal. Red is the power out. That's supposed to connect to the power into the distribution block, and the white is the ground. So red to red. I fix this later. I'm recording this voiceover after the fact, but flipping this back over, we can connect up the grounds to the distribution block, and this will go together with the white wire, the ground for the relay, and then those two together will go to a common ground on the chassis of the car. So if we snap the cover back on, you can see what stage we're at now. So we're ready to kind of connect up all the positives and all the grounds for the accessories we're going to run. Now I've drilled all the holes already. I'm going to pre-wire all of the accessories. So this thing supports up to 6 accessories here. You've got 6 slots and also the 6 grounds. Each slot, each positive wire is individually fused. So you can see each one has its own fuse where you can put, depending on what you're connecting, 5 amp, 10 amp, even 15 amp fuse. The block itself supports, I think, 40 amps all up. Or maybe it was more than that, but we're not going to be running anywhere close to that on this thing. We're putting like 1 amp max accessories in each of the ports. Yeah, the neat thing about this is when the fuse blows, the light will actually light up and it will show you which circuit is missing. So basically we need to put we're going to pre-wire this with all the positives and negatives, so in the future when we do want to connect a new accessory, we don't need to go and create new spade connectors or anything, or new ring terminals. We can just connect straight up to existing positive and negative wires that I'm going to leave ready to connect behind the glove box, so new accessories can just connect straight away. So basically that's where we're at now, and now I kind of want to explain like my style of wiring things. Like when I do any kind of electrical work, I kind of want to be, especially on old cars, I kind of want to be as least intrusive as possible. So if the less I can hack up of the original wiring harness of the original car, like that's what I want to do. And that goes with accessories as well. So you know, if there's an accessory that already has a 12 volt like cigarette plug, I don't want to just lop that off or chop that off and then hardwire something. I would rather keep that plug nice so for installation, and then I'll wire in one of these, which is a 12 volt socket. So these are for like marine applications. People put them in boats and things, but I'd rather wire this in that I can plug the accessory into, rather than just go chopping looms and everything. Like the least chopping I can do, the better. So my idea is to pre-wire a bunch of these, maybe 3 of these in, for future accessories that might run off 12 volt socket, automotive socket. So I have maybe 3 of these down here, pre-wired, like somewhere along the bottom it's like what I think. And then that'll make it easier in the future. The other 3 accessories, I'll just, 2 of them we were hooked up, I think, already. And then the other one, I'll just leave wires, positive and negative, ready to connect anything new. But that's the idea. Now just to wire it all. Alright guys, it's a new day and you can watch me wire everything up. It is a little bit of a tedious process, but it's kind of therapeutic in a way. Here's all the 12 volt kind of cigarette sockets that I've got to wire in. The annoying thing is they come crimped with these ring terminals, as you can see on the red wires there. But the annoying thing is these ring terminals are too fat to actually fit on the distribution block. So I need to actually chop all of them off and re-crimp smaller ring terminals on them, which is what I'm going to do now. And there's also another cool feature that comes with these cables that come with the 12 volt sockets. So they come pre-installed with an inline fuse. So if I can show you this here, there's actually a little 5 amp inline fuse pre-installed on this cable. So if this will be the first point of failure, and then there's going to be fused in the block and then fused in the power cable. There's going to be fuses everywhere in this thing. But enough talking, let's get to work, let's start wiring, and you can watch another little short montage of me doing it. Alright guys, we're all done. All the positives and negatives pre-wired, everything heat shrunk, the relay's all done, everything's wired in. I'm going to leave this video here. If I keep going anymore, this is going to end up being about 30 minutes, but this will be part 1. Part 2 will be installing this into the car, wiring everything up with power in, accessories and everything. But that's it for this one. Appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for part 2 where we finish this off.